By the police at 9:57 down here in Texas. Here we go.
What's the emergency, officer?
There's no emergency. I just have a reason I'm stopping you. You have a headlight out. Were you aware of that?
I saw you got an emergency light on.
Huh?
You have an emergency light on?
No.
There's no emergency?
Are you? Hey, how are y'all doing?
We're doing all right.
The reason I stopped you, sir, is because you have a headlight out.
Okay, okay. Thank you.
That's the reason for a traffic stop, and you didn't give me a
Thank
reason
you.
to tell you that. Do you have a driver's license on you?
We'll get to that.
Okay. We can be here as long as we want to be.
Okay.
Oh boy.
Is there a recording being made of this encounter?
Yes, and I don't have to tell you, but there is. There's
Okay.
one right there, and there's one right here.
Okay. And do you have a warrant for my arrest?
I do not.
Do you have a warrant to search my vehicle?
Did I ask to search your vehicle?
Do you have a warrant to search my vehicle?
Did
Yes
I
or
ask
no?
to search your vehicle?
I'm asking
I asked
you.
you for two things: your driver's license and proof of insurance.
We'll
Which
get
are
to-
required. No,
we'll get to that.
right now. I know we will.
Okay.
It's not my first day on the job. I know how this goes. I watch YouTube. I know all those little stupid things people tell you
Okay.
guys.
Okay.
You're detained. You're temporarily detained right now because that's why we're on this traffic stop. But I stopped you for a simple infraction, which is a headlight. And I'm asking you for your driver's license proof of insurance. It's required by law that you have a working headlight. It's called defective equipment. That's what this traffic stop is for. Now, do you have a driver's license proof of insurance?
We'll get to that.
Okay.
My under advice of counsel.
Okay.
Um,
And you're not under arrest, so I'm not asking.
I'm not under arrest.
You're not under arrest.
So
Nor-
I'm detained then.
You are detained. Temporary detained. Which is a
Temporary
traffic stop.
detained?
Yes.
So I'm not required to give you any information.
You are required to give me information. Driver's license, proof of insurance.
Under detention.
Yes.
All right.
You know why? Because the state, the license is the state's,
Okay.
and it's like it's not a privilege for you to be able to drive on these streets without a license. Correct?
Well,
It's from the state, which is what I'm asking you. I work for the state, and I'm asking you for your driver's license.
I understand you work for the state.
Okay.
You've told me that. What is your name, officer?
I will get through that once I have the driver's
You,
license.
you're not going to give me your. Are you an officer?
I am an officer.
Okay, and you have a name that I
do.
could address you by.
Do you have a driver's license?
You have a name I could address you by?
Right now, you can call me officer. Call me whatever
Officer?
you want
Officer? Do you have a badge number at least that I can
to.
get?
783. Yes, sir.
783. And what group are you with? Are you
I'm with the Eustis Police Department.
Eustis
Yes, sir.
Police Department?
And I'm Officer Cook.
Officer Cook.
C-O-O-K. Yes, sir.
C-O-O-K. Now, in America, we are still in America, and
Are we? Yes, we are. We're in
and
and you're required by law to give me a driver's license
I have
and a proof of insurance.
I have the right to remain silent. Is that true?
If you're under arrest.
Okay.
But I don't need
If
the
I'm not
Miranda-
under,
you're not under arrest, so I don't need the Mirandize you.
so
You're about to be if you don't give me your license. And I can do that, by the way.
okay.
It's called fair side oversight. We're on traffic.
I am.
However, I'm going to be very patient with you. I understand what you're doing.
Okay.
But I've been doing this job for a while. I'm from a
Okay.
law enforcement family.
Okay.
I know I'm young. I'm 26 years of age. But I know what I'm doing here.
Okay.
Okay? And you can play this however you want to play it. But
Okay.
I'm just going to sit here, be patient, but I'm going to ask you for a driver's license. We could be here as long as you want. Okay? But we could turn something as simple as a headlight being out. We could turn it into a verbal warning. We can get right back on the road. Or we could turn it into a ticket or whatever you want to do. Heck, there's only two things in the state of Texas you can't be arrested for. You know what that is? Because you seem like you're apparently you think you know all these laws. You know the two things you can't be arrested for in the state of Texas. Speeding and open container.
Well, under the Fifth Amendment,
Search and seizure. Go ahead.
I have the right to remain silent. Under advice of counsel,
Okay.
when dealing with the police,
Am I asking any questions regarding the traffic stop?
you're asking questions. Yes.
What question am I asking other than for your license and proof of insurance?
You asked me for if I knew what the two laws were. You know.
I did. I was just trying to see how well you know your laws. So
Okay.
Just trying to play it that way.
Okay. Let me get this out, please.
Okay.
Am I
Oh,
free?
let me-
Am I
No,
free
you're
to
not.
go?
You're detained.
I'm not free to go.
No, you're not.
So I must assume that I'm under custodial
I'm
arrest.
just letting them know I'm okay. I'm usually don't have to sit here for an hour asking for someone's driver's license.
Okay.
783, yes, sir. Just advising, ma'am, I'm 10-4. This subject's at this time not wanting to give me his driver's license and proof of insurance. I may be here just for a little bit. Not sure yet, but I'm about to figure it out. Alright. Yes, sir. About to say, you are detained. You're not free to go. If you were free to go, I wouldn't be behind you with my lights, my red and lights, my red and blue lights.
Okay, so you're. I am not
Under arrest.
engaged
You are
in the
detained.
transportation. Please let me get this out. Please, onto the record so it's there. Please, I want to get it out.
Okay, go right ahead.
I am not traveling upon the public highways for commerce. I am not engaged in any type of employment whatsoever. Please acknowledge for the record that you have been so informed.
Okay.
Am I free to leave?
No.
So, in the traffic stop, in the transportation code, I don't make very many insertions, but I will make the insertion that I have read that code for myself.
Okay.
And I know exactly what it says.
Okay.
Now, under the Fifth Amendment in the United States, and it's very clear that I'm in a custodial arrest. And there's no difference in being a custodial arrest or being handcuffed in the backseat of your car. I have inalienable protected rights. They're protected.
Okay.
So you say state of Texas has laws. Well, I'm invoking constitutional law here on you, sir.
Well, you're still required to give me your license and proof of insurance, which I'm asking you. I think I'm being pretty patient.
Are you planning on punishing me if I remain silent?
No, you don't have to. You can remain silent, but you're required by law to give me a driver's license and proof of insurance.
We'll get to that. I want to get this. I want to protect my rights right now.
Okay.
Right now, I want to protect my rights.
I'm not asking you any questions. I'm just asking you for your proof of insurance.
One, I have the right to remain silent. Anything that can and could be used against me in a court of law.
You understand? The only time I have to Mirandize you is if you're under arrest. If you're in handcuffs, you're under arrest, and if I'm asking you a question pertaining to a crime. Now,
So-
I stopped you for a lighting infraction, defective equipment. Okay, and you're required by law because that's probable cause, right? There's two things you can be stopped for: reasonable suspicion, probable cause. Under probable cause, defective equipment, I pulled you over, and you are required by law to give me a driver's license, proof of insurance. Now, if you want to take something so simple as this and turn it to something where I pull you out of this vehicle or ask you to get out of the vehicle, and then we go on from there until I can identify you, we could do it that way. I don't want to have to do it that way. Quite frankly, you seem like a pretty good guy. You don't have any warrants, do you? I mean, if you don't have any warrants or anything, I don't understand why you're doing this. I mean, I know it's a different world we live in, the digital age, and people liking to film and officers making us look bad. However, as I said, by law, I'm required to ask you, you're required by law to display your driver's license and proof of insurance.
All right, let me try this again. Under the Fifth Amendment, I have the right to remain silent. I choose to invoke my right to remain silent. That does not mean that I'm not going to communicate with you. I am going to communicate with you just like I am right now.
Okay.
But please do not ask me for answer any questions.
I will.
Do not ask me to produce anything that can be used against me in a court of law. Do not ask me to do any testing without counsel present.
Okay.
Do not interrogate, question,
Okay.
interview, anything without counsel. I invoke my right to counsel under the Sixth Amendment.
And I respect that, right? I'm not going to ask you any questions.
All right.
But I'm asking you to just produce your documents, driver's license, proof of insurance.
And those documents could and will be used against me in court of law. I have a right under the Fifth Amendment Constitution.
All right, sir. Hold on here.
Don't get out of the car.
I'm not. I'm trying to move that mirror.
Is your headlights on?
Yeah, they're on.
Are they off? They're on.
I don't know if he's. You got your headlights on or off now? I didn't know you had a headlight out.
I guess I do.
You didn't unplug it, did you, before we get pulled over?
You want to hold the piggy? Or you're filming?
Unless you want to film.
It screws around the hair.
That light's really bothering me.
Well, here we sat, waiting on the officer to come back. He told us to hold on a minute. There's Tim. There's Betty back there holding a pretty pig. Look at it, pretty. It's asleep. Looks like a little baby laying there, buddy. It's asleep. It's passed out. I hope we don't go to jail. I can't afford to go to jail. They won't take us, will they, Betty?
They're not going to take me either.
So even, just answer me, why go through all this for just a headlight out? He's just going to give you a warning, tell you that your headlight's out and let you go. So why go through all this?
Because in dealing with the police, the best thing I can do is to remain silent. And I have done that correctly. I have invoked my right to remain silent. And whatever they decide to do, they decide to do. I don't want to have court here on the side of the road. I mean, this is not the place to argue legal points with him. He's asking me questions about, and that's for court. He's going to write the ticket or whatever he wants to do.
Alright, sir. Just letting you know I got my supervisor on the way, okay?
Okay.
Alright. I'm just gonna leave it at that for the time being, alright? Just be patient. Just be patient. Is that a pig in the back?
Yes. We just came
Little
from
baby
Do
the
not,
pig.
do not speak.
Okay, now we got to sit here and wait on the supervisor to come.
Yeah. Okay. You don't have your seatbelt.
I don't. He ain't said nothing yet. He ain't seen me. Oh.
No, just let you over your
You can't see me what I'm doing if I get some. Where's it at? Tim, hook me up, man. Where's it at? Getting it. I can't reach my phone now because I can't go up forward.
That helps some.
Hand me my phone here, Tim.
Is your window down?
Yes, now it's hot.
Why can't I roll your window up?
I don't know.
You try rolling it up. Your windows are up.
It won't go up. You got the key turned on?
Yeah.
What the hell? That's weird.
I don't know.
Hello, sir.
Good
Chief
evening.
Perini
Give me
with
my
Eustis
phone.
Police Department.
Chief who?
Perini?
Perini?
Yes, sir.
And you're with the Eustis?
Eustis, yes, sir.
How are you this evening?
Oh, not too bad. Okay, the reason for the stop is he's got a headlight out.
Yes, sir. Simple
That's what you
infraction.
just wanted to let him know?
Thank you.
Because you just got
Thank
a
you.
headlight out. That's
Thank
the
you.
whole reason for the stop.
Thank you.
Okay? He was just trying to get your ID so we
I
can
appreciate
ID who's in the, you know what I mean? It's what we do. We make sure we know who we're talking to. Excuse me. And it's just a safety issue. We just want to let you know your headlight was out.
Okay, well,
Okay.
thank you.
All right?
Am I free to go now?
Just give me 1 second. Would you be able to give me your ID so I can make sure your license is good?
I have invoked my right to remain silent, and the officer,
Okay.
did he convey that to you?
Yes, sir. He
I've
did.
also informed him that I'm not in commerce. I'm not traveling for
Okay, I
commerce.
understand that.
I am not driving. I am traveling,
Yes, sir.
and I've also invoked my right to counsel. To have counsel present during all testing, questioning, interview,
Yes, sir.
interrogation.
Okay.
And so please do not ask me to produce anything that can and will be used against me in court of law. You say I'm not free to go, so I must assume that I'm under custodial arrest.
No, sir.
Under
you're not under arrest.
Sir, I've read that in the transportation code for myself. I'm
Okay.
clearly in a custodial arrest, but we're not going to have court here on the side of the road.
No, sir. You're right.
So I am in custodial arrest. It's very clear. The Texas Transportation Code is very clear. I'm in a custodial arrest. We'll hash that out in court. No worries. I've got the documentation.
okay.
So the continuing with it, under advice of counsel, I am not going to produce anything to you. Are you planning on harming me or punishing me
No,
for
sir.
invoking my inherent fundamentally protected right to remain silent?
No, sir.
All right. I invoke constitutional law. I have the right to remain silent. I've chosen to invoke that. That doesn't mean I'm not going to talk to you. But if I talk to you, I'm going to be invoking my rights, protecting my rights, or demanding my rights.
Okay. Here's the thing. It's a headlight out. Not a big deal. Just make contact with you, let you know you got a headlight out.
Thank
we
you.
have paperwork that we fill out. We are required now by Texas to document all our traffic stops.
Okay.
Okay, for racial profiling purposes. Okay, that's why we ask for ID, so we can fill out our paperwork. It's not going to be a citation. It's going to be a little piece of paper that says you got a headlight out. It's a warning, and you'll be on your way.
Okay.
So
Thank you.
That's why we need your license, so we know who we're talking to. We write it down, and it gets logged.
I have invoked my right to remain silent. You're asking me to produce papers that can be used against me in the court of law. Can you explain?
There's no going to court. You're not getting a citation.
Okay,
there's
then am
no-
I free to go now?
Once we document it, yes.
We'll document. Okay,
There-
document
there's
whatever you
also a
like.
thing called fail to identify. But we don't want to go there.
Okay, so you're going to punish me for invoking my right to remain silent? I've invoked
Right,
under the
you're-
Fifth
you're-
Amendment.
You're being detained on a traffic stop for a headlight out.
I'm under custodial arrest because you have your emergency lights on, and the moment you turned on your emergency lights, I was in custodial arrest. I'm not making any more assertions. I am very clear on that fact. I am in a custodial arrest.
Okay.
Do you want me to pull it up so you can read it?
No, you're good.
The Texas Transportation Code is right there online.
So,
And under an arrest, it
do
does.
me a favor, just document it, white mail, put his license plate number down, and be done with it. Send him on his way. You got a headlight out,
I'll,
and be safe.
I'll get that fixed. Thank you for
Okay.
thank you for letting me know.
Let me get this seatbelt back on. Tim, I'm gonna kill you. I get you home, I'm gonna kill you.